Hi everyone, my name is Jesse. This is the Auditorium. I react to video game music for the first time as a musician myself. Today's the return of Destiny 2. We're hearing two songs today from the channel Destiny 2. We have Grasp of Avarice and Look Within from Destiny 2 Beyond Light, which I guess is like an expansion. Yeah, these are requested by Espresso, Depresso, and Kenny. I don't recall exactly right now what Destiny sounds like. Maybe it'll come back to me, but let's just get back into it. I know it's Bungie. That's as much as my knowledge goes. Anyways, this is... Oh, Bungie 30th anniversary. Damn, it's been around that long. Grasp of Avarice. It sounded like Rocky. I don't know the composer on these, by the way. Although I am seeing Michael Salvatore, Sky Lewin, Josh Mosser, and Michael Secrist on the thumbnail. A little heroic. A little piratey. Arr. Whoa, this is gonna get stuck in my head, isn't it? Dun, 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 ooh. Oh, I just noticed that's a skull. It's kind of hard to see, right? That's the skull. Wait, maybe this has to do with pirates. Avarice? I think of... That's kind of piratey. I thought Destiny took place in the future. But I could be way off. I don't know anything about this game. Dun, dun, da, 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 dun. Oh. A new idea. I'm getting an overwhelming feeling of like aviation, and I think that's because of like Ace Combat and Project Wingman. They give me these feelings. Like right now, I feel like I'm soaring, right? It feels very aerial. Bum, 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 bum. Ooh. Ooh. It's getting dark. Let me see some screenshots of Destiny 2. I don't know what kind of game it is. I think I just assumed it was a shooter because of Bungie. But I have no idea. It looks very sci-fi. Very sci-fi. Oh. It is a first-person shooter. Is that what Bungie does? Like, is that their specialty? Do they do anything else? Okay, so now that I know that, I'm trying to picture this in a first-person shooter. love all these like musical motifs with different instruments. Dun 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 dun. And then the horns over here doing their thing. And then the strings doing their thing. It's a big full sound. Okay, I do have one idea. It's a guess though. It's getting lighter and lighter. It's like it sounds victorious now, right? Dun 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 dun. It feels really less aviation and more ascension now. This is a journey though. This is well, a destiny. I'm not gonna talk too much about this one because I want to hear the next one too, like both of them back to back. Basically, the thing that was just floating through my head was what initially started as a sort of pilot kind of thing, Ace Combat, Project Wingman, very similar soundtracks, especially with the whole heavy use of the violin and the kind of stabs of it. Dun, 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 dun. Once I saw the gameplay, that all kind of changed. I only saw like 3 screenshots, and I just saw like, you know, the first person and being a gun being held, and reminding me of like kind of Halo or something. I don't know. I know Halo is Bungie as well, but I don't know if Destiny's supposed to be its own IP or if it's like related to Halo in any way. That's why I asked if they do anything else. And after I saw that, then I started to think, okay, this sounds more now like a battalion or infantry kind of thing, right? Like a bunch of people like heading to something big. It's kind of hard to tell with orchestral stuff sometimes. Like if it's like some orchestral stuff can sound like the end of the game. Some of it can just sound like randomly plays in the middle or the beginning. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it's a little vague. And then the name kind of suggests to me like a clear goal in mind as well. So I don't know. I'm just gonna move on to the next one and maybe get like a overall feeling. This is, I'm guessing it's gonna sound a little different. This is Look Within, but this is from Beyond Light, which again, I think is like an expansion. So let's just hear this one, see where it goes. Maybe it'll give me a better idea of the first one. Impressive quality. Like they hired some good peeps. I feel like there could easily be like a Destiny movie by the way these sound. It definitely falls more in the realm of like cinematic universe to me than video game per se. Not that it doesn't sound like video game music, but it definitely has that huge, big feel. It's really cool. I'm trying to imagine it with like gameplay sounds too. This one sounds... somewhere between like a character theme or a conflict theme. Like it just feels very individualistic to either you or against you, but like one entity. I don't know why. It just kind of feels that way. It feels like it's... This is intense. They are kind of giving me both the same feeling though. It just really shows you how diverse video game music is. 1 minute I can be listening to like beep beep boop, and then over here we have this orchestral like powerhouse. They both have had such a driving rhythm. Boom, boom, boom. This part right here, this specific part here, reminds me of the later God of Wars, like 2018 and Ragnarok. Just that little boom, boom. Yeah, this soundtrack for sure has the whole flavor of like grand adventure, like pure immersion. Makes for great listening in game, but in my opinion, it's gonna make for a difficult analysis. But I'm still enjoying it. Vocal. Yeah, this one sounds a little more boss-ish. Let's find out what Destiny 2 is. Let's actually read the Wikipedia. Let's see if I can get a synopsis. Can't wait to see these comment sections, so you guys can relive what just happened. You can tell me. Yeah, but it's no surprise here. Like when it comes to this kind of stuff, I've mentioned many times in the past that I can only guess so far. You know, it's orchestral stuff is very vague and definitely made to be experienced in game. And while it is enjoyable outside of the game, it's you know, for me, with no context, I have no idea what's happening. Which is leading me to the Wikipedia. Destiny 2 is a free-to-play. You know, that's a separate subject, but the idea of now that there's so many games that are just free-to-play, that always sounds weird to me. Like, it's cool. Don't get me wrong. But, like, never would have I imagined my youth and my teens that eventually, like, free-to-play would be kind of a norm. And what some people would... even like base trying a game on is just if it's free. Anyways, but that's cool. Free to play. Damn, it's like this and it's free. Okay. Developed by Bungie, was originally released as a pay-to-play game in 2017 for PS4. It became free to play, utilizing the games as a service model. That's a whole other topic of debate, but we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about the music. I'm personally not a huge fan of that. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because I've played games that are, you know, as a service, and then the company goes away, and then so does my game that I previously owned, and now I can't play it anymore. Sorry, I'm just reading the producers and all that. So 2017, okay, 8 years. All right, set in a mythic science fiction world, the game features a multiplayer shared world environment with elements of role-playing games. Like the original activities in Destiny 2 are divided among player versus environment, PvE, and player versus player, PvP, game types. In addition to normal story missions, PvE features 3-player strikes and dungeons and 6-player raids. A free roam patrol mode is also available for each destination, which feature public events as well as activities. Okay, but like, what's going on though? Players assume the role of a guardian, protectors of Earth's last safe city, as they wield a power called light to protect humanity from different alien races and combat the looming threat of the darkness. Okay. So it's kind of like a tried and true plot. I'm not trying to like generalize it. Let me know if this game is unique in any way. I just feel like I've kind of heard this a couple times. Anyways, so good versus bad, which is what most games come down to anyways. Good versus bad, science fiction, aliens, and seems to have a kind of emphasis on a group effort. I guess I didn't look into it more, but maybe the PvE also has like squadrons as well. Maybe I was not too far off with the whole battalion and infantry. But online, it seems like more of a kind of a thing towards like, what's the term here? Like your monster hunters and stuff like that. Like you get a big group and set sail kind of thing and do your thing. So yeah, so the whole thing, yeah, when it comes to these soundtracks, I'm not gonna like beat a dead horse. It's just true, you know. And I've said this before on games that I've played that have this exact kind of soundtrack, like the newer God of Wars and stuff like that. Games I enjoy playing and games I would recommend and stuff, but not necessarily I would recommend the soundtrack to hear blind. I don't know. I feel like there's always this kind of pressure for me to like have something to say because it is a reaction. It's like, you know, do you guys want me to guess stuff? Do you want me to give my emotions, what I felt? Or do you want me to just kind of make faces in these videos? I don't know. I have no clue. All I can do is just really much at this point be a video game music appreciator, you know, and just really feel all the craftsmanship that went into it. I can tell that is like pure talent of all the composition team, the mixing team, the orchestra, and the whole thing. I can almost guarantee that it, I'm pretty sure this is a AAA game, so I can almost guarantee that while playing the game, it just fuels that adventure, it fuels the emotions and all that. But I think it's like no mystery. Even players and people that are commenting on this right now will understand, like, hey, if you never play this game, this might sound like XYZ game or XYZ soundtrack or something, because they do kind of start to blend together. And I only say that because, well, I'm just being honest, but also, how do I put this? I don't know. Basically, long story short, TLDR, is I really enjoy this stuff. It's just, I just never have a whole lot to say about it because I don't play the game. Yeah, this music was 100% made to be experienced with the graphics on screen, the controls, the controller in your hand, your friends playing or not. that thing. You know, that's what was intended. So in a way, it feels kind of unnatural to hear it this way. But I just say these things so people don't get offended, because you never know, it's the internet. Some people can take this as like a criticism, or, you know, like, oh, you know, what do you mean? But, you know, I'm just telling you my side. And that's it. Really enjoyable stuff. Really admirable talent, musical prowess, incredible stuff. I just don't know what's going on. And to me, it feels like overall that this is a very cinematic adventure with a big emphasis on your team, it sounds like. And that's pretty much it, you know. But neither of the songs gave me like a setting in mind or something. The only thing I said about this one is that it sounds like either a character theme or against a character. It did sound like a kind of a personal song, and that's all I really got. And yeah, so I'll just leave it there. So I don't sound like a broken record. That's Destiny 2. Amazing stuff. Don't know who composed each one of these, because they just have like the names of every person. So let me know. And yeah, let me know what you thought of Destiny 2 and my thoughts on these songs, because every reaction is different. Thank you to the requesters. Thank you to all the Patreon members you see on screen. I couldn't be here without them. Thanks to you for watching. My name is Jesse. Peace.